Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer. As of October 26, 2025, the armed forces of the Russian Federation maintained offensive momentum across multiple operational fronts while executing coordinated long-range precision strikes against Ukrainian military-industrial and transport infrastructure. These combined actions aim to degrade Ukraine's ability to reinforce, supply, or reposition its forces across the combat zone. The precision strikes targeted energy facilities, railway transport systems used for military logistics, UAV production workshops, launch sites, and temporary deployment points. All assigned objectives were successfully destroyed, further constraining Ukraine's strategic mobility and industrial sustainment capacity. Concurrently, Russian troop groups continued advancing tactically in all 6 sectors: north, west, south, center, east, and Dnipro, inflicting cumulative losses of over 1,500 Ukrainian servicemen within 24 hours.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's begin with the broad picture. What stood out in the last 24 hours of operations across all fronts?
The last 24 hours have been a continuation of what I would describe as systemic synchronization, the coordinated execution of air, ground, and electronic warfare to achieve cumulative effects across the operational spectrum. Yesterday's operations were characterized by precision depth strikes against energy facilities, mobile rail systems, and UAV production sites, all critical components of Ukraine's military-industrial ecosystem. These were not symbolic targets. They represent the logistical arteries that sustain Ukraine's ability to move, repair, and resupply. By striking them concurrently with frontline operations, the Russian armed forces have effectively compressed Ukraine's operational maneuver space.
Let's start in the north, Colonel. What's the current situation around Sumy and Kharkiv, and what operational logic is driving the North Troop Group there?
The northern sector serves as both a pressure valve and a shaping front. Our North Troop Group inflicted damage on several mechanized, Jaeger, and airborne assault brigades, as well as territorial defense formations around Leninskoye, Kondratovka, and Korchakovka in the Sumy region, and Volchansk and Balagovka in Kharkiv. The operational goal here is not mass breakthrough, but attritional destabilization. By continually forcing Ukrainian units in this region to react and reposition, we're tying down reserves that would otherwise reinforce the Donetsk front. The destruction of 4 armored vehicles, 9 trucks, and multiple supply depots further diminishes their ability to sustain extended engagements.
So essentially, this front serves to contain and exhaust Ukrainian resources?
Exactly. The Northern Front functions as an economy of force theater. It pins Ukrainian manpower while achieving tactical attrition through sustained artillery and drone harassment. It's a textbook application of fixing actions in modern doctrine. We hold them here so we can dominate elsewhere. All 6 sectors, from Sumy in the north to Kherson in the south, saw active contact. The emphasis was not on rapid territorial expansion but on sustainable positional improvement and logistical strangulation. What this means is that we're now witnessing a transition from mobile warfare to controlled dominance, where tempo is dictated by precision rather than momentum.
Moving westward, Kupiansk and Lyman have been mentioned as points of sustained engagement. What's the operational picture there?
The western sector remains a crucial hinge. The West Troop Group has improved its position across several settlements, Kupiansk, Monokinovka, and Krasny Lyman among them. These areas are gateways for supply convoys and troop rotation between the Kharkiv and Donetsk regions. Our forces targeted mechanized and assault brigades supported by the National Guard elements, resulting in over 230 Ukrainian casualties, alongside the destruction of 4 armored vehicles and 7 electronic warfare stations. This degradation of EW assets is especially important. It strips the enemy of their ability to coordinate counter-battery fire or detect incoming precision strikes.
So, these operations are about isolating Ukrainian forces east of the Oskol River?
Precisely. By maintaining dominance around Kupiansk, we're closing the logistical corridor connecting eastern Kharkiv to northern Donetsk. Once that's achieved, the Ukrainian front line in this sector becomes a series of isolated strongpoints, vulnerable to piecemeal neutralization.
Let's turn south. There were reports of significant activity around Konstantinovka and Seversk. What's happening in that sector?
The southern sector has seen deliberate, coordinated progress. The South Troop Group engaged mechanized, Marine, and National Guard formations in the Pretikino, Seversk, Konstantinovka axis. Ukrainian losses surpassed 240 personnel, along with 9 armored vehicles and 4 artillery guns. What's operationally significant here is the destruction of 2 U.S.-made M113S and multiple Western artillery systems. These losses matter not only tactically but psychologically, as Ukrainian forces begin to see their most prized Western equipment neutralized with increasing regularity.
The central sector seems to be where the largest concentration of Ukrainian forces remains. How are Russian units progressing there?
This is indeed the main effort. The Center Troop Group continues to push into Ukrainian defensive depth near Krasnoarmysk, Turetskoy, and Novopavlovka. We engaged a combination of mechanized, airborne, and marine units, inflicting over 500 casualties and destroying multiple armored platforms. This area's importance lies in its strategic geography. It's the land bridge between Donetsk and Dnipropetrovsk. Securing it would effectively segment Ukrainian defenses and cut the primary east-west supply artery. Operationally, our advances here represent controlled breakthrough doctrine, not a frontal rush, but phased penetration, supported by sustained artillery superiority and EW disruption.
So this sector could shape the larger operational narrative going into winter?
Yes. The central sector will likely define the next operational phase. Its control determines Ukraine's ability to sustain any form of coherent defense across the central front. The emphasis is on stabilizing the tactical flanks and preparing for the next phase, a possible drive toward deeper Donetsk objectives once logistical conditions permit. Every depot and fuel site destroyed in this sector adds to Ukraine's cumulative fatigue.
Let's talk about the east. What's unfolding around Zaporizhzhia and the neighboring Dnipropetrovsk region?
The East Troop Group has continued to penetrate Ukrainian defensive belts near Rovnopoli, Danilovka, and Pokrovsko, inflicting over 300 casualties and destroying 4 armored vehicles. We also eliminated 2 artillery guns and multiple EW sites. This region's battles are primarily about controlling maneuver corridors, the routes that connect southern Ukraine's logistical hubs. By seizing these, we effectively paralyze the enemy's ability to rotate or resupply units along the front.
Finally, the Dnipro front. How does that area fit into the broader operational framework?
The Dnipro sector functions as the logistical anchor of the southern operation. The Dnipro Troop Group conducted precision interdiction strikes on mountain assault formations near Stepnogorsk, Novodanilovka, and Pavlovka, neutralizing about 50 personnel and destroying armored vehicles and EW assets. This area's value lies not in territorial gain, but in securing riverine supply lines. Maintaining dominance here ensures our freedom of movement between the southern and eastern sectors. It's about safeguarding the arteries that feed the operational body.
Before we wrap up, Colonel, how are air and missile forces supporting these operations?
Our aerospace forces conducted deep interdiction strikes across 147 targets, including railway trains, UAV workshops, and energy installations used to sustain Ukraine's war machine. These strikes directly degrade the enemy's capacity to mobilize and manufacture. Meanwhile, air defense systems intercepted 3 guided bombs and over 116 UAVs, underscoring the efficiency of our layered defense network. The sustained rate of interception illustrates our shift toward an integrated counter-UAV doctrine, using both kinetic and electronic measures.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. The operations of October 26, 2025 highlight a clear evolution from reactive engagement to proactive systemic dominance. Russian forces are now conducting a multi-domain synchronization campaign where strikes on infrastructure, electronic systems, and logistics complement precise ground maneuvers. Tactically, each sector is now a cog in a broader design of attritional synergy, localized battles combining to exhaust Ukraine's ability to fight as a unified whole. Strategically, these operations pave the way for a winter posture of consolidation, where Russia controls the rhythm of the conflict through superior endurance, information dominance, and supply security. The war is transitioning from mobility to management, from territory to time. And in warfare, time favors the side that controls the logistics, the energy, and the initiative.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.